the second day of the practicum, this girl is back for another lesson. The mother said that she seemed glad to be back, that she had rolled more often to the belly, and she also slept much better than usual. The practitioner giving the lesson can easily make contact with her and begin to work. You'll see the baby needs little help to follow an object with her eyes, to reach and roll to the belly. I will suggest in a moment that the practitioner works with her on the belly and not try to get her to roll to the back just yet. I asked her mother what happens when she rolls to the belly and no longer wants to be there. She said that she did roll back once or twice on her own since yesterday, but she usually does not find the way to roll back, so she cries until someone comes to help. The mother also said that she more often than not has both legs and arms lifted powerfully in the air. I'm telling the practitioner that with a certain quality of touch and a certain way of thinking, she can gently take over the unnecessary work that the child is doing while on the belly. She uses her back muscles very powerfully and at the same time has the muscles between her chest and arm often very strongly contracted. I suggest to the practitioner working with her that she focus on taking over the muscular work so that the baby can learn how to lean on her arms in this position. I ask the practitioner who is assisting in this lesson to help the child get comfortable playing on the belly, and maybe she can learn to shift her weight a bit to the right and left. My thinking is that this powerful contraction in her back and having both arms and legs lifted in the air is fine for a while, but in this new situation of being on the belly, it's necessary for her to learn to do something new. The job of the practitioner is to provide her with missing information. This can be done with a certain quality of touch, a way of taking over the work, and a certain way of thinking. The lessons can help the children to tell differences so that they can better coordinate their movement and do what they want to do. Anat Baniel calls this turning the learning switch on. Instead of repeating what does not work or crying for help, she can quickly learn to enjoy it to be on the belly and to experiment herself with what's possible. My thinking is if the baby can feel the difference between the work that is needed to have the arms lifted in the air and when she has them resting on the table again, that she could also discover that she can do other things with the arms, press more on the hands, bring her weight up. And you can see here that she's already coming up higher, and she's doing it, I believe, with less effort. She has more differentiated movement in her chest when she's raising up, and pretty soon you can see that she is figuring out how to play with this idea of shifting the weight to the right and the left in quite a beautiful way. Here I explain a hands-on functional integration technique.
But what, if it's okay, I want to touch your chest bone here. Now do this again. Okay. And then come back. Okay, so you are also a person who moves forward, so let your hand come forward, and now look out the window, look straight ahead. So if she's looking out the window, there's going to be a different movement that happens between the sternum and the spine. So I just do this just for 2-3 movements, that you have your hand here and you help the person, you follow how the person does it, and you just feel how much can you feel between the sternum and the spine. What happens there? Yeah? And now I'm giving her the idea that she can let the sternum sink a little bit. You don't have to go further than that. And back. Okay, make sure it's comfortable. Move the hand and do one more time. So I give her this idea. You see? Did you see it? Mm-hmm. She did it beautifully. Yep. That's all. So I want you to do that with each other.
This mother and child are learning to do something I call windshield wipers. The practitioner in blue is working with the boy. I often tell the children that we will do something that is like a puzzle, but with movement. We just need to find out how the parts of the movement fit together best. This boy has had difficulty using his legs. His knees would often come together. This is a good opportunity for him to feel the relationship between the powerful muscles in the middle of his body and how he can use his legs. The touch of the practitioner helps him to feel himself better in motion. He can improve through variations on this theme, and the increased complexity of what he's doing gives him a feeling of success.
Ist das für dich bequem? Okay, das ist die Seite geht besser. So mach nicht zu viel, okay? So Mama soll einfach nicht zu viel machen, aber du kannst so viel machen, wie du möchtest. Und schau, Kevin.
The mother just said that she had pain when she tipped the legs to the right. She had no pain when she went to the left with her knees. So I tell her not to do too much, that her son, he can do as much as he wants to do, but she shouldn't do too much. So this gives him the chance to try out this new movement, these windshield wiper movements. And you can see he's able to find the way to go over to the right more and more easily there. And with a little support from the practitioner, feeling how to use his back more powerfully, he really starts to have some fun with this idea. He loses his way, he finds it again, he forgets about the hand, but he keeps going along and he keeps having a good time.
Genau. Sehr gut. Und schau, jedes Mal kommst du Fuß, Knie. Ja? Okay. Und dann jedes Mal Fuß, Knie. Kommt sowieso vor.
I just said to him that every time you come to foot, knee, he knows this position, that I call it that way, so every time he comes there. Foot, knee.
So schau. Wenn Kevin, aber Mama, ich glaube, es ist gut, wenn du Mama etwas mit Mama machst. Komm hier. Wenn Mama das macht, Kevin, schau. Wenn Mama das macht, geht sie ganz leicht so. Aber wenn sie in diese Richtung geht, ist es nicht so einfach. Bis da, gell? Okay. So, mach nicht zu viel, okay? Nur was du kannst. Okay, Kevin.
Halt die Hand hier. Das hilft der Mama.
I explained to Kevin that his mama has trouble doing the movement to the right, and I tell him to touch her back so she can feel if it is easier when she uses the back to move her legs. And she does. He's just felt this on himself, and his quality of touch is a genuine help to his mother. I often give parents lessons that they can do at home. I explain to them about the studies involving movement and mirror neurons, and when they experiment themselves at home in a genuine way with the movements that the child is just learning, we've seen again and again how this supports the child's new movement possibilities. Some children really like to show what they can do. They even remind their parents at home to just do what's easy or to only move big when you've figured it out.
Super. Sehr schön.